Okay, Cyvis students, in this tutorial we're going to talk about picking colors in Illustrator. Now, so far in these tutorials you have seen me pick colors by going up here and clicking on these swatches, which are pretty much full of some really basic colors. But just like anything else in Illustrator, there are multiple different ways that we can control and choose and edit these. One of the first of which is that you can just click directly on the fill color down here, and it gives us the color picker. So we're going to learn much more in depth about the color picker later, but here you can see we have sort of an RGB slider and different lightness and darknesses that you can do to pick a color specifically. In addition, over on the right, we have a much sort of more direct pick your own specific color on our color callout, but beneath that is our color guide callout. And this is where those of you that maybe think you're not too artistic or you don't have really good instincts about art will come to love Illustrator. Some of you may even be like me and can't see color super well. And so the color guide is sort of your amazing cheat sheet in Illustrator to the world of color. When you look at this drop down here, you see what are considered the harmony rules of colors that go well together. So let's say you don't know what other colors to have in your poster or your project, but you know for sure that you want to have, say, this dark green. Well, then you can click at your color guide drop down, and you can look at some of these different harmony rules for picking good colors. Ones that are usually strong are triads and tetrads, as well as complements. And we will get into much more specifics about sort of what each of these is. But for this, I'm going to pick triad 2. And the nice part about that is it gives me these colors here. And if I now click this other rectangle, that color guide choice that I made earlier with this one, those colors stay, and I can pick those from it. And now I have the first 3 out of that set of color scheme. So just like the way that our brushes have libraries of different things that we can use to choose, color also has libraries that we can look through and load. So if we go ahead and close our color guide here and instead open our swatches panel, and you can resize this if yours is smaller than mine. And the swatches panel, basically you want to think of it as all the different pots of color that you've already grabbed and that already exist in this document. And we can add more to it. You can go ahead and look through your different libraries of color. They have ones based on metal. You can open it up here. Different colors that metal might be. You can move through them. There's ones based on, bright colors kids may love. There's ones from art history, colors that were strong in the different eras of art history. The skin tones one is fantastic and is very useful when doing people. I'm really partial to It's Foods Ice Cream, I think, has a lot of really nice colors in it. You can also grab these and just add them directly to the swatches that exist in your document so that you can get to them easily, and you can get to them here from the drop down as well. And they make sort of organizing the color of your project extremely easy. Now, the last way that you can get color into Illustrator really easily is a thing that I'm sure you guys will come to like, and it's kind of almost like cheating. But if you've ever heard the phrase, good artists borrow, great artists steal, we have here the color picker tool, the eyedropper tool. And you can use these to copy colors of other things. So for example, if I made another rectangle up here that's this color, and I have it selected and actually want it to be this color, I can color pick onto there. But the important thing is that the eyedropper doesn't just work on Illustrator objects, it'll work on images. So I have here a Google image search that I've already pulled up. And maybe I was looking for a particular type of red sky, maybe a certain type of pink that happens in a red sky. And so here I have this image, and I'm just going to click copy image in Chrome. This may or may not work in Internet Explorer, so I would make sure you're in Chrome. And if I switch back to Illustrator now, I can just paste. So I have this big picture of the sky. Now here's where this gets neat. If I have my rectangle here selected and I go to the eyedropper tool, I can now click on part of this image and it will borrow the color from the exact pixel of wherever I'm clicking. Now if you think maybe this looks a little darker than where I'm clicking, realize that there's multiple shades in every spot. And so I can grab, this color from the sky. And maybe I can grab this pink here. And maybe I can grab the darker color here. And maybe this is now my color scheme based on this photo. And if you find a color like this and you want to keep it and use it for other things, you can take a color that you've color picked, and up here you can create a new swatch for it. And you can even name it if you want. I'm going to call it red sky. And it will show up added to my swatches. And it's now called red sky. The same with any of these other colors, whether or not you picked it from the picker or maybe you picked it in here on this color picker. You can now add that swatch to your library so you don't lose the color. And that's how we sort of choose colors and collect colors in Illustrator.